Banya sauna is not only for, you know, just for good feeling and so on. It's very important for your forest hygiene. All the soldiers in the Second World War on the front lines, Germans and Russians, they used sauna and banya. I've been working on those front lines, cleaning old ammunitions and so on, and we constantly found old places where these guys have been making their saunas. You can call this infomercial. I'll say it's an infomercial. But my favorite company here, Bereg from Russia, they make awesome equipment I've used for years, and we're gonna take a look at that today. We're gonna also take a look at my son, one of them anyway. But we have some stuff down here, so let's take a look at what do we have. This is one of the boxes with this long tent came in. The tent there is called the Coop 220, and we're gonna pitch it and we're gonna see what it looks like. And why am I talking to you about Russian tents and so on? That's because these guys, they sell their stuff worldwide. The guys of you who've been following my channel, you know that I've been using their tents for years. It's not China made, it's made by hands, it's made by normal people. Everything is made of steel, aluminium, titanium, no plastic joints, no nothing breaks. It's high quality stuff. So once again, welcome back to the channel, welcome to Survive Russia. So we're at the homestead. Unfortunately, a lot of my footage got lost out there in the forest due to the wireless microphones, which sometimes just decides to screw things up for me, which doesn't make anything, making videos anyway, easier. Of course, guys, we have to set the tent or pitch the tent. And even this tent here is quite big. It's possible to do with one guy, so we're gonna do that right now. The tent is not really that heavy, but of course there will be a link in the description to Bereg, and there are shops worldwide in North America and so on and so forth. So if you want to check out the specs, go check out the Coop 2.2 or Coop 220. Strap, always safe strap in bag. Tent ready. So today we're going to use it as a sauna, but of course you can see it has all the usual stuff. Organizers here, hooks, hook over there, of course, organizer there, organizer there, organizer there and there. Then we have an entrance, which is rather important. You can see entrance here, entrance there, and entrance diagonally over there as well. We have a little net up here where we can dry our socks and stuff. And we have a stove jack here for a stove. So the part with the door there, with the big opening in the center, is on this side here. This side, as you will see in a second, we can actually flip up horizontally. Alright guys, so down here we have what they call the veranda, something like this, Bereg veranda for Cube tent 220, and of course attaches to this guy here, and I will just mount it. Then we're gonna fire up the stove, and then we're gonna see how hot we can get it in there. I mean, we used it out there as a sauna, but unfortunately the footage got lost, the audio screwed up. But it can get pretty darn hot in there. So that's what it looks like with the veranda attached, and again we can open some windows with mosquito netting here and so on and so forth. Over here we have an opening. We can open the whole front if we wanted to actually. And we can tie it down here, of course, so it gets more stable. But this is of course meant to be used in calm weather like today, right? Not in a raging storm. But it's an option. So what do we have here? Bag, nice bags. Not waterproof, but almost waterproof, right? This is the legs for the stove. We have some gloves. We even have a smoke alarm with the 9-volt battery. And here we have a little lid for the stove. Alright guys, so of course inside the stove here we have the chimney and all that good stuff. We also have some wire for stabilizing the chimney if that should be needed. But very, very, very nice stove. Handle here, handle in the other end. Let's go. Here we have a tank which fits to the stove, and we can heat water in it. We have to mount the faucet, of course. Here we can fill the tank. I set up the stove we already taken a look at. We have this tank here which we can fill from up here. We can use it to pour water on the stones that we will add to this stove, of course. One thing I didn't show was the feet here. They are now nice and wide, so they will not punch through the floor. The floor I just rolled it over. Just in case that it's going to be too hot in here. I also did that out in the forest. And here we have the opening. We're of course going to close this off. There's also mosquito netting here and normal Oxford 300 on the other side, of course. The tank here is of course awesome, and it can not only be used for the banya or for the sauna. It can of course also be used in combination with just making hot water in the tent. Just have to make sure that there's water in it most of the time if you're heating the stove, right? This little guy here we can remove. See what I can do with one hand. I can. And we also have this little shovel here. The stove here is specially made for use as a sauna stove, and it can carry 20 kilo of stones. So we're gonna add some stones that we found out in the forest, and then you can see it's been spraying a little bit here, but we have really nice distance from the stove to the tent. We also have a heat screen here, what we can call it, right? Also on the sides. Out in the forest, first time we used it, accidentally we made the stove red hot. You can see it on the footage here, but the sound is not good. There's no sound on it actually. But that was with stones and everything. This tube here was just red all the way up to here. But no deformations here on top. It's a pretty fairly heavy duty stove. This is like 1 millimeter thick or something, stainless steel. But let's fire it up, let's get it rolling, let's get to the actual meat and potatoes of this video here, right? So we've added rocks to the stove. That is far from 20 kilos, but this will do. Water in the tank. And up here we have an actual sauna thermometer. Let's see how hot it's gonna get in here. We're almost at 50 degrees. I have to close the door, of course, but it's really problematic, I know from experience, to bring a camera in here because it's super hot and it's just gonna be fog on the lens super fast. So, but that's what it looks like. I don't know, we've been running for half an hour or something. The water up there is already super hot. Alright guys, we are around 90 degrees, I think we can say, maybe a little less. 90 is up here somewhere. And it's hot in there. So what we can do is we can put our thermometer back. We can go to our box here. Yeah, I also took off the microphone because I don't know if it likes it. Most likely not. But yeah, boiling water or very hot water from the tank there. We can pour that on the stove. Whoa! It shouldn't be too much. Of course it's open, but anyway, trust me on this one, the steam is feelable. Whoa. And dog tag is not really comfortable to wear in there either. It just works amazingly awesome as a banya or a sauna. Really nice. I mean, you can just heat and heat and heat and most likely get to 100 and more because, yeah, the room is very small, right? And the stove is pretty big. That's how you can also use the Cube 2.2, 220 as a banya, as a sauna, if need be, out in the field. As I said, super awesome expedition tent. All of their tents almost, except the really big ones, of course, are really good expedition tents, especially if you have a vehicle, of course. I mean, you normally have a vehicle of some kind on a good expedition, right? So, yeah, high quality, awesome stuff. Check the links in the description. Check the site, pfbereg.com and pfbereg in Canada and all that good stuff. So, guys, that was a review on the Cube 2.20 and awesome tent. I mean, we used it for camping and I'm gonna show you that in a later video, of course. But yeah, check the links in the description and as always, get out and train, get it done, do something awesome. See you in the next one, which hopefully is gonna be from the forest in my self-made shelter. See you in the next one, guys. Thank you very much for your time.